Have you ever run into people that you just don't get? Or have you been in a relationship with people who just don't get you? You don't understand them. They don't understand you. You're like, why? Or maybe they just don't understand how you live, your upbringing, where you come from. And have you ever wondered, how would it be if I lived a day in their shoes? Or better yet, how would it be if I lived a day walking their path? That's what you would call empathy. And today at the Hero's Journey with Dr. T, we're going to address that. We're going to address 3 points: cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, and empathic concern. Enjoy the ride. Hello, journeymen, journeywomen. This is a Hero's Journey with Dr. D, the podcast. This podcast was designed to inspire, to encourage, to educate, and to motivate, helping you get beyond your first move and creating a better mindset today. Now, for an entertaining video version of this episode, along with many more at my YouTube series, go to A Hero's Journey with DrD.com. Now, let's begin. Empathy. Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing from within their frame of reference. That is, the capacity to place oneself in another's position. Cognitive empathy is a strength and a weakness. The strength of cognitive empathy is that it allows an individual to see from the other's perspective. Can you imagine how powerful that is? It's effective in leadership, in business, in coaching, even in relationships. It allows for the individual actually to come at you or communicate their intentions or what they're proposing from your perspective. Because if a man or woman can see your perspective, they can kind of get you to do things that you're usually seen by a lot of salesmen as well, who have no intention of obtaining the second empathy trait. And we're going to get to that. But this empathy trait of cognitive, it allows for this to happen from individuals who do not have good intentions to use twisted methods to manipulate individuals to do the things that they want, not thinking about the other person's well-being whatsoever. So without emotional empathy, it's kind of hard to separate the two. Emotional empathy is the part that's missing in the individual who utilizes cognitive empathy. It's the reason why it's the thing that's missing, because without emotional empathy, the person's well-being is not considered from the individual who has manipulation in their heart. Okay, emotional empathy is when a person feels for the individual they're communicating with, in business, in coach, in sales. And those usually make the best business people, the best coaches, the best teachers, and the best individuals in a relationship. Because if I can feel with you, then it's very difficult for me to manipulate you. Because I'm feeling your pain. I'm feeling your hurt. So with emotional empathy, it makes a good pairing with cognitive empathy, because cognitive empathy without emotional empathy is not a good fit, and it actually does not maintain a healthy organization. Because after a while, when the individual who's working or playing or even in a relationship sees that their well-being is not being considered, then they're going to quit. They're going to get a divorce. They're going to quit the team, or they're going to quit the job, because they're deteriorating themselves. After a while, it becomes very evident that it's one-sided and they're not connected. And that's why Southwest was so effective. But that's another story and another time. But the strength of the strength of emotional empathy is that it connects with the people, because people love to work for someone who they feel they connect with, and they feel they have a capacity to be empathetic. And when they're true empaths, they truly feel the pain, and they can help with the pain because they're connecting with the individual. It's a certain synergy. However, the weakness of this empathy is that if you was a nurse or you was the individual working within hospice, knowing that each day somebody's going to die, and building a bond with and connecting with them, and you having synergistic quality of relationship, then when they die, it causes a distress on your emotions. And if it's perpetual and consistent, and you experience emotional exhaustion. And that's why emotional regulation is much needed. Is much needed in certain occupations, because if not, you'll burn out sooner rather than later. Empathetic concern. This is the item that is the glue to all three. When you talk about cognitive, you talk about emotional empathy, but emotional concern is the empathetic concern. This is the item that is the glue to all three. When you talk about cognitive, you talk about emotional empathy, but emotional concern is the element of empathy that makes a leader a real leader. It's when a leader sees that someone needs something and goes out his way to get it done. He's not just looking, not walking by. He's not just thinking in his head, but he's putting actions to his words. And that is the item. That is the missing element that cognitive loses and emotional doesn't have. Because emotion, you can be, if you don't have solid emotional management, you're going to burn out. And cognitive, if you don't have right motives, you can end up utilizing people, but the turnover rate is going to be tremendous. Whether it's 2, 5, or 5,000. So emotional concern is actually the third empathy that connects it and makes it all stick. If you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you can be notified when a new episode is posted, so you can rave and review about this episode with your friends. And if you forget anything else from this episode, remember this, that every day you get up vertical, make it your goal in life to move forward and never move back. This is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. Peace and blessings. And we're out.